Hey you guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel where I hope you guys stay uplifted, motivation, and find peace amongst yourself. So if you're interested in those type of videos, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and make sure you're subscribed. Sorry you guys, I was looking for my other phone. It is 11:19. It's Thursday, July 15th, 2021. I just woke up once again and my skin is still breaking out. But I hope you guys been enjoying your week, practicing daily, and reflecting. So for today's video, we were discussing and going over, what are we going to be going over for today? How do you process emotional pain? So, sorry you guys, I'm all over the place. I just woke up. How do you process emotional pain? So really quickly, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who knew, I like to look up keywords. I like to educate myself by taking the time to have a dictionary or thesaurus to read keywords, break down, to not only better elaborate when it comes to expressing myself and educating people, but as well as informing myself. There's nothing wrong with applying yourself. And when it comes to educating yourself or teaching others how to educate themselves or suggesting and advising, it's really important to make sure you have informative information as well as make sure you know what you're speaking about. If not, everyone in life is going to have an opinion. So know the facts, know the opinions, take what resonates, and practice daily. So really quickly, we're going to break down the keywords, which is process, emotional, and pain. So process really quickly. And you guys, I may get a dictionary this weekend. If not, before the end of this year, I'm going to get a dictionary. It's not hard for me to go purchase a dictionary. It's just, I'm on medication right now. And you guys, I'm really tired. Like, this medication is, it's natural and organic, of course, because I'm a strong believer in natural and organic vibes. I'm taking vegan. Vegan, non-GMO, no artificial flavors, tree nut free, peanut free, gluten free, dairy free, zero trans fat, zero animal testing, and non-artificial colors medication, as well as I do use recreational substances such as natural herbs, and even for my skin and my body. Like, I used to be a vegan, you guys, so it's just making me sleepy because it's actually working, and I need to drink more water. Like, I need to get back on my water diet. So don't mind this. My face is very stiff. You guys, like, numb. I'm stiff, numb. But for today's video, how do you process emotional pain? So to process something can be used as a noun or a verb. Process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. So another similar word that they use is a procedure, an operation, or action. It also means to, for a law, depending if you're a lawyer or using it in a political way, the word process means to summon. To summon is a requiring a person to appear in court. So if you have to get, your documents processed, fun fact, I've been in jail before, so I had to go to court and, get that checked out. And then lastly, you can do. Processing is something that you do, excuse me. So to perform a series of mechanical or chemical operations on something in order to change to perceive it. So really quickly, to process is a procedure. A procedure is an establishing or an official way to do something. An operation is a piece of organized or concerted activity involving a number of people, especially members of the forces. That's just an example. Or lastly, action. Process and action is the fact of processing or doing something to and achieve a goal. So that's what we're talking about for today. So how do you process emotional pain? So I'm going to go ahead and break down emotional for you guys and elaborate. So pain can be physical, emotional, financial, consciously, subconsciously. Pain is suffering, feeling hurt, hurting, and anything that is not in a positive way that's being reflected to cause you to suffer, feel emotional, or anything like that. Pain can be any form. Everything in life, when it comes to figuring out who you are, is about your perspective and how you choose to feel about it mentally. So understand that. So emotional, really quickly, for those of you guys who may or may not know what it means, emotional is an adjective. So emotional is relating to a person's emotions, having feelings that are easily excited or openly displayed. So somebody who's emotional can be passionate, somebody who feels, and it says spiritual, inner, and psychic. So understand that when it comes to emotional pain is how you feel. So how do you process how you feel? So how do we proceed to understand our emotions, especially when it comes to suffering or when things may have hurt us in our past? So what I've realized, what has helped me along my journey, is to understand and observe my emotions. So to sit with my emotions by understanding, breaking down, and acknowledging what I'm experiencing without judging myself. Me personally, I don't judge people. When I was young, I'm pretty sure, like a lot of people, everyone may judge people, but how you choose to judge someone is how you feel truly about yourself. So for example, I've always been intelligent, so I used to judge people based off of their emotional intelligence, or not even emotional intelligence, because that requires your emotions being calm. I would judge people off of their intelligence. So like how I would do like now, but learning to understand more. So like when I was younger, if you were ignorant meaning to lack knowledge, I would judge you off of how you communicated and how you thought, so your mentality. So like people can judge you like off of your hair, so like physically how they feel. People can judge you off of your finances. It doesn't matter. People judge in life, and it's really not healthy. It's actually negative, and you're a hypocrite and you're condescending yourself. So don't judge yourself when it comes to your emotions, because in order to understand something, you have to realize a lot of people are so quick to judge other people that when it comes to themselves, it's just a natural instinct. And what I had to realize is that I've been told this by a lot of people, and it wasn't until I've gotten older that I had to like logically understand, is that everyone is not me. So I used to get mad when people would say ignorant stuff, or were not as intelligent, or didn't take the time to challenge themselves or take the time to educate themselves. And I had a lot of people in my life tell me that time, like, you can't get mad at people if they choose to be stupid. You can't get mad at people if they're ignorant. You can't be mad if somebody intentionally goes out their way. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to realize that, okay, in this world, once you realize everybody doesn't think like you, no one's supposed to think like you, it's okay to have similarities, and there are going to be people who think like you. Just continue to educate yourself and inform people. If you're not going to educate someone or inform somebody, you're not any better. That's what I said, you're a hypocrite and you're contradicting yourself when you judge people. So a lot of people who judge people off their physical looks, that's how they feel about themselves. Like, I'm not insecure. I don't have any insecurities. I've only been insecure about one or two things my entire life, and it's been like my physical self, like my weight. Like when I was young, I've never had stretch marks before, and because I started to gain weight, I got stretch marks. So I was insecure about stretch marks, but I didn't realize that my body grew, so that's why I had them. And when I first got into my accident, because like my body, like, it was hurting really bad, so I was just like, oh my gosh, like, so more of a physical thing. But me personally, like, I don't go up to people and be like, oh my gosh, did you see her hair, or did you see her outfit? Because that's too much time and energy. So learning to not judge yourself when it comes to your emotions is going to help you, what I've realized, and help me understand, because you have to observe what you're feeling. Like, if you don't understand what you're feeling, how it makes you feel, and how it affected you, you're not going to be able to understand, dissect, and move forward. So validate your emotions. Validating your emotion means you accept them. So a lot of people don't like to accept the thing that's happened. And what I've just realized, learned from my mentor today, I just wrote this down. It's so crazy. I just wrote this down, is that when it comes to like understanding and validating your emotions, like, arguing against reality will have you to suffer. So like, understand what's going on. Like, don't try to go against what has happened to your life. Don't try to sit here in X, Y, and Z, ABC. What is X, Y, and Z, ABC? Like, try to make excuses, try to go around. Like, accept what has happened to you in your life and embrace it. Like, you cannot change the past. The past is a moment that no longer exists. That's why you need to learn and to live in the present moment and stop worrying about your future. The reason why you're depressed is because you're still holding on to memories that are in the past that no longer exist, and you have anxiety because you're trying to figure out what you're going to do tomorrow. Like, learn to live in the present moment, accept the things that happen to you. Now, that's easier said than done, but you have to understand you have no other choice. I'm going to sound like Gary Vee. Shout out to you, Gary Vee, if you guys know who he is. I'll put his link in the bio or somewhere in the description. He's somebody I look up to. Like, you don't have a choice. Like, here I am, you know, coming on here faithfully because I care about you guys and the tone that I speak in. Like, if I'm going to be, once again, the coach and you guys are my players, I'm not going to give you no playbook that is not going to work for you or me, because at the end of the day, we're a team. There's no I in team. There's an I in Ty. Talk to Ty, that's me, but I'm not here for me. I'm here for you all. So I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to be told. And you got two options. You can continue to watch this video, like it, practice daily, or you can go about your business. Because at the end of the day, you don't have a choice to accept what has happened to you in your life. It's going to take some time. You have to learn how to process. I, too, had to practice when I'm preaching. So as I'm speaking to you guys, I had to learn. I had to accept, like, how do I know? Because I'm here verbally expressing to you. I'm one person out of a billion trillion people. So if I'm only one person out of a billion trillion people, and I'm learning to process and know everyone does not think the same, process the same, feel the same, grieve, or think and feel, but I'm an example. So if one person can do something, it doesn't have to be done the same way, but it is a possibility that it is possible. So stop holding yourself accountable for things that you have no control over. Learn to practice what you do have control over, which is your present day, which is how it's affecting you, which is how it's affected you. So verbally expressing yourself, getting a notebook, writing down how you feel, verbally confining in people that you can talk to. If you can't talk to nobody, separate and be by yourself. Like, that's what I'm going to be talking about in the next couple months, is learning how to be by yourself. A lot of people are afraid to be alone. A lot of people don't want to be alone. And it's just like, how do you don't want to be alone and you exist for you? You came into this world by yourself. And there's a good 95% of the chance you may be leaving by yourself, because guess what? Nobody leaves the world alive. Once again, I'm saying stuff that a lot of people don't like to talk about. People want to talk about the truth. People want to be adults. You want to be an adult? You want to be the truth? Okay, let's talk about it, because that's one thing I am, very confrontational. That's why my name is Talk to Ty. Confrontation doesn't have to be negative or positive. Once again, life is about your mentality and how you perceive things. So understand that. Learn to focus on the present. It helps with focusing on your attention, as well as instead of dwelling on decisions. Once you make a decision, it's done. Don't dwell on the decision. If you're not sure of something, then you need to understand that, okay, you need to take more time. This is why you don't rush things. And this is something that I'm learning, because I had to understand, like, I'm doing all this stuff and it's just like the results. But I had to realize I don't want to rush my process, because it's just like, when I get to where I need to be, I have to, I'm going to be there. And obviously it's a reason why I'm learning to be patient, accept the patience, because patience is not you waiting. Patience is how you choose to respond while you have to wait. That is what patience is how you remain during the time of when you're supposed to be receiving or going somewhere. Not the fact that you have, because guess what? You have no choice but to wait. And that's the same thing when it comes to your life. Like, learn to accept your reality, forgive yourself, practicing daily. Stop being so mean to yourself. So understanding that when it comes to releasing your emotional pain, your awareness and your observation, like, you have to feel it in order to heal it. And that is something that's, once again, easier said than done, but practicing. Like, you take time and energy to do everything else. Why would you not want to take time to work on your mental health? And this is what I don't understand. Like I said, people want to this and that. Like, one thing I don't do, and this is why I had to, where are my scissors? Sorry, guys. I cut off a lot of people, because it's just like, I'm not making excuses for myself, and I'm not about to be around people who make excuses. I've been around a lot of people who make excuses, who don't believe in themselves, don't do a lot of things that I'm just like, I don't have time for it. Like, there are two kinds of people in this world. There are people like me and there are people like you. Whoever side, whatever, team you want to support, that's fine. Because guess what? Like I said, I'm not here to judge you. It's not my place. I'm not about to point my finger, because I don't have the time. You see, I'm making this video. I don't have the time to worry about people, what they think and how they feel towards me, if they're not here on this side to watch this video, take the notes, uplift me, or, mentor me as well. So it's just like, practice. In order to heal, you have to feel. That's like a lot of people, and it's very unfortunate. They're like, oh, I don't believe it until I see it. Well, if you have to wait till you see something to believe it, you're gonna have to be waiting for a long time, because you have to be able to think before you make something happen. And that's what a lot of people, their level of awareness, they are not able to understand. Like, it takes time. So don't judge yourself. Learn to be compassionate. Learn to accept, meditate. That's something that I do regularly. Like, I meditate a lot of times throughout the day, whether it's to exercising, drinking water, whatever you have to do. Like, learn to have some form of self-expression. So, like, let's take a couple seconds. Let's breathe in, and I hold my breath for 5 seconds. You can hold it in for however long as you need to. So I'm going to do that 3 times. So really quickly, this is 1, Okay, let's do it. 2. And lastly, 3. Okay, so understand that in life, you control your happiness. Nobody else can make you feel any type of way. Yes, people have trauma. Yes, people suffer. Yes, people have PTSD. Yes, you're going to lose a loved one. Yes, you may get into a car accident. Yes, you may get fired. Yes, you may have menstrual cramps that hurt really bad. Yes, you're going to have bad days. Yes, you're going to have good days. Yes, you may get a promotion. Yes, you may not like your environment. Yes, you may like the people you go to school with. Yes, you may not like your manager. Yes, you may get into an abusive relationship. Yes, you may not. At the end of the day, this is why you want to reflect and practice daily, because your outcome is based on your income. So your income literally, financially, emotionally, and abundantly is the same thing. So what you put out into this world is what you're going to get back. Something I've also learned is that everybody gets a payday. Everyone gets paid. You're getting paid for what you do. So if you gossip, you talk crap about people, you judge people, you're getting paid. So when you get your check, you can't be short and say, why did I receive this? This is exactly why. Everyone's getting paid. You work a lot, you take care of yourself, you exercise, you're paying yourself. You pay yourself for what you do. Money is currency. Currency is paper. We as people create the money. So at the end of the day, anybody could print $100, $20. A Monopoly dollar bill and a $20 bill is the same value. The only difference is that one, we have the illusion that we say, okay, this Monopoly money is for the game, and the $20 bill is for the real world. So understand at the end of the day, your emotional feelings come from how you choose to process things, how you choose to accept things, and how you choose to go about things. So understand your attitude is a major part of your, mentality, as well as your mental health and growing. Like, it takes time though. Like, that's why I don't compare myself to other people. I suggest and advise you don't compare yourself to other people. Stop worrying. Oh my gosh, like, there's so many people still who try to keep up with me, and it's just like, I don't know if you guys seen that TikTok. It's like, don't worry about me. I'm doing well. I'm sleeping good. Like, if I do not check on you, do not check on me. And that's the same thing. If people are not checking on you, it needs to be mutual. In order to be in a relationship, it has to be mutual. It doesn't have to be equal, but it has to be mutual. So understand that both sides have to come to some form of an agreement. You're not going to always be equal, because you're going to have differences in opinions, and you guys are two different people. That's why I said equal, mutual, two different things. So same thing. Do things that align with you. Ask yourself when you wake up, if I do this today, how is this going to affect me? Is it benefiting me? Is it going to affect me? And where I need to do with myself in order to grow. The only time you process and think forward about your future is when you're living in the present day. So if you have a goal, let's just say that you're trying to lose 20 pounds in 2 months, 3 months. I don't know how much it is to lose weight, you guys. I never had to worry about losing weight, so I don't know. It's just an example, hypothetically speaking. If you have a goal, or let me just say 100 pounds in 6 months. I don't know. If you're trying to lose 100 pounds in 6 months, that's the only time you take step by step to get to that end goal. You worry about an end result. If you don't have an end result, or if you don't have a specific goal, learn to accept what is already done with. Because guess what? Those days that you've been holding on to 12 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, unfortunately, you guys, you can't go back. And I, once again, understand that it takes a lot of time. And this is why you need to learn how to practice daily, because what I've realized has helped me along my journey. As soon as something happens and you're able to process it, whether it's a week or 2 months, the less longer it takes for you to heal, the less emotional damaging and scarring. I dig myself in my own hole, you guys. I put myself into this hole, and I have no problem admitting that. Now, everyone's not going to sit there and be like, yeah, I intentionally, because at the end of the day, people don't like to be responsible for their actions, and that's another thing I have a problem with. That's why, once again, I cut off a lot of people so I can make room for the right people. That's another thing, being responsible for your actions. I put myself in these situations, not intentionally, because it's not like I was just like, okay, let me just go ahead and blatantly, mess up my credit, mess up my mental health, and mess up myself. No, I made decisions because I was ignorant, I lacked knowledge, I didn't have the guidance, I didn't have the support, and I didn't know who I was, and that's a part of life. That's why we make mistakes. And guess what? Because I'm able to acknowledge and admit and accept that, I'm able to move forward and heal by practicing, reflecting, and allowing myself to have boundaries so therefore it doesn't happen again. Now, a lot of people keep making the same mistakes because they don't want to hold themselves accountable. Like I said, that's the beginning of what I said. A lot of people like to judge people. And like I said, when I was young, yeah, I would judge people off of your mentality, not how you physically look. Because I don't know if a lot of people realize this, because a lot of people really don't know who they are, and it's scary. It really is sad to me that a lot of people don't know who they are because they like to compare themselves to other people. And it's just like, that nobody else looks like you, so you comparing yourself is really like delusional to me. It's very delusional and it's embarrassing. I said it, that's my opinion. I'm allowed to say that. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. It's like, it is very delusional of you to compare yourself to somebody who's not you, like physically, like I said, logically. That's why I used to judge people off of their mentality, because it's just like, how do you think? Like once somebody starts talking, you can, you see how this person thinks. And that was my problem. But I had to realize once again, if people want to sit here and be delusional for judging other people for how they look, knowing that they don't look like them, they're always gonna have a problem and always have something to complain about. And that's something that's a big no. I don't hang around people who make excuses. I don't hang around people who complain. If you like to complain and make excuses, like, guess what? I have love for you, but I don't have to like you. Like, and that's what people fail to realize. Like, I surround myself with like-minded people, because who you hang around is who your company is. Like, people, oh no, I can just hang around people, and not like, why are you hanging around people you don't have any interests or share any common similarities with, or trying to be like you're just wasting space, or you just like to take time, or because you're so not comfortable with being yourself you need attention. Like, understand that, you guys. Like, everyone is not me. Once again, everyone's gonna learn and grieve how they feel too, but at the end of the day, like, take your time and think, you guys. Like, practice in order to process. Like I said, it's a procedure. It takes time. It's going to take steps. It's going to take emotional pain. That's why you need to observe what you feel. You need to be by yourself. You need to start hanging around certain people. Like, right now, I'm in a position where I don't want to be around anybody, because all the people that I used to know, like I said, I don't have the same mentality as them, so I would rather be by myself. Or if there are a couple of people that am meeting so far in networking, and I'm grateful for those people that actually do have, a similar mentality like me. So I am able to surround myself. If not, why surround yourself with people who don't appreciate you and like you? That's like being sad. Like, you can't be sad and mad at people if they don't like you or they don't love you. Like, why would you even want to hang around or give support and, be around people? That's why you gotta know who you are. You gotta know your limits. You gotta know your boundaries. And you have to be willing to practice daily. So when it comes to processing your emotional pain, how do you process emotional pain? Make sure you observe your emotions, sit with your emotions. And it's okay, like I said, cry, yell, scream, and shout. Like, heal. You gotta let it out. Like, I used to scream. I used to be like, ah! Scream. If you have to scream, scream. Like, who's gonna judge you for healing? If people judge you for healing, once again, why are you around them? Like, the people that talk about me, they're talking about me. Like, people will be in groups talking about you, and it's just like, you're out here living your best life, and they're losing sleep, keeping up with you, trying to message you, and it's just like, chirp, chirp, cricket, cricket. Like, tomorrow is Friday, or shoot, in 17 minutes, it'll be Friday, July 16th, 2021. What do I say all the time? Monday through Friday, it's not gonna change. Saturday through Sunday is not gonna change. December through January is not gonna change. The only thing that changes is what? The year. So you can't control every single day of your life, because, excuse me, let me rephrase that. You can't control the time, so you can control what you do throughout the day, and that's holding yourself accountable, practicing daily, and just don't give up on yourself. It doesn't matter if it takes you 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, 6 months, 60 seconds, 6 seconds. It doesn't matter. Practice daily and never give up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Live your life, of course, and don't forget to say YOLO. Make sure you guys follow me on my Instagram and Twitter at Ty_guidance, and on Facebook it's also Ty, to stay up to date. And I'm done with this video because my mouth is really swollen, as you guys can see. But yes, make sure you practice daily and don't give up on yourself, okay? And make sure you surround yourself with like-minded people, because at the end of the day, you only live once. Make sure you live your life how you want to, and not how other people want you to perceive or live your life. Because at the end of the day, you don't live for other people, you live for yourself. And the right people around you will support you and make you understand that.